Hi, Maggie Harding here. I want to share with you today my newest passion, and that is making these journals. I use this Sizzix scoreboard die that Eileen Hall designed to cut my journal cover. And it goes together really quick because it's put together with elastic bands. If you've ever seen a Midori traveler's notebook or something similar, this is kind of patterned after that. You can see there are two flaps here that come together. They're put together with elastic bands. I made a little dangle here on the spine. And so now let's take a peek at the cover. First of all, let me tell you, this is a junk journal. And by definition, a junk journal is made from just old stuff, junk that's laying around your house. It could be junk mail, it could be old music sheets, old paper bags, most anything you want to do. That's the beauty of a junk journal. It can be whatever you want it to be. So my junk journal is old scrapbook paper and embellishments. I thought, what a great way to use some of these things and get them out of my stash. So that's what we have. The cover, first of all, I did some masking with gold masking paste, chipboard title, old flowers, some old paintbrushes, so on. Just kind of put it together with that. Now inside I have 5 inserts. These are called signatures. And 5 is really too many, I think, because these are just crammed full. I will probably take this apart and make another junk journal. But anyway, let me show you what I've done here. On the inside cover, I have a tuck spot where you could put all kinds of things. And then this first signature. Just old pieces of paper, fussy cut some things. Old rub-ons, stamping. You know, Kaisercraft makes their collectibles. I have lots of those, so those are sprinkled throughout. This is an old Prima package, rub-ons. I also put lots of quotes in here. So the purpose of this journal really is nothing more than just something fun to sit down and flip through, read the quotes, look for the little hidden things. There's tags. I'll probably go back and put, I don't know, quotes, maybe pictures, who knows, on the back of these tags. That little piece of paper just won't go away. This is a little envelope, and I made a little pull tab so the picture would slide out easily. You could hide something in there, it'd be fun. Old tag that I had. Torn pieces of paper. Great, glue it down. This is one of my favorite little dies. I love the Umbrella Man, so he's made a few guest appearances in here. I did some stitching with my sewing machine. I do not like to sew. I really can sew a straight line, but you can't tell it from that, that's for sure. These are graphic 45 stamps, a couple of sets that I used. I don't stamp much, so it's kind of fun to get all my stamps out and play. A flip. This is a fun little file folder. I've had this file folder for, I would guess I bought it maybe 2006. And I never could use it. I don't know why. I just never worked into anything, and I just loved it. So this is a perfect place for it. Oops. Then I had some images from Vogue magazine, and so I made a little Vogue flip thing here. A tea-dyed doily. Some of the papers I used are like this one. This is copy paper that I tea-dyed and then put it in the oven to dry. So that's not junk, but I turned it into junk. Okay. Got a little overbaked here, but I like that effect. Probably recognize some of these papers. This was always one of my favorite collections, and I can't think of the name of it. 7 Dots, was it Dreamer? Something like that. I don't know. Anyway, I just love that one. Flip. I used to buy a lot of, oh, I don't know, quotes and stickers and words and things, and oh, I have so much of that. So they're liberally applied throughout here. No, I always put this in my scrapbooks, or if I make a mini, I always use this picture of this crazed poodle, and I always add this quote, which says, "I wonder if other dogs think poodles are members of a weird religious cult." I just find that funny. Poodles get a pretty bad rap for being so prissy, and they really aren't. At least standard poodles aren't. They're pretty cool. But anyway, so that's my little thing there. You recognize some of these older papers. This one was so pretty. Okay, now this little signature here is just a journal. It's nothing more than tea-dyed papers where you could write whatever you want to write, and a little tuck there at the end. And then another signature. Recognize this. This is basic gray. I think that's basic gray too. Pocket, tucks, all kinds of little fun things. Well, there's a stamped chandelier. You know what? It's upside down. How about that? That's all right. Anyway, it's an image that I stamped, and then I took the stickles to it and went crazy. And then I glued it on upside down. How about that? I made that, I don't know, 5 years ago. More basic gray. This was fun. I took these 2 big tags and stitched them together and made, this is fun. Just made some pages. And this is a rub-on with a plastic overlay. And lots of tuck spots. Tags, you know, I just went and found tags in my little tag drawer that you know, obviously I was messing around with something here, and just added some rub-ons, and in it goes. This little printing here that's kind of funny. That picked up off of the pan that I had this in when I was baking it in the oven. Isn't that funny? Okay, so here's another little pocket. That's a big rub-on, or not a rub-on. This was actually a sticker thing. So that's it. This is faux stitching. I bought, like, I don't know how many packages of faux stitches once upon a time because I don't like to sew, but I liked to see the effect of the stitches. So I had lots of these in my stash, so they're sprinkled throughout. Anyway, the only new paper I used in here was to make the binder, and I used, I think, a pretty recent Tim Holtz collection to do the inside and outside of the journal. So that's it. I can't remember if I told you about the binding. I threaded the elastic through, and you know there's a hole here that the elastic comes out, so then I tightened that around this button to hold it, and then I threaded the thread through here, and I have a nice way to secure my journal. There we go. Hopefully everything was inside the camera. If not, I apologize. If it's too bad, I'll do it over. Thanks a lot. Bye.